What is up, Sportscast? Welcome to the Sports and Stuff Show. I'm Carter.
And I'm Adam.
And let's get right into it.
Not going to lie, when I was thinking of doing that intro, I thought of the episode where we had Gabe on, and then he didn't
He
say it
just
for
sat there for like 2 minutes and didn't
and
say
we highlighted
anything.
it, and that's when we highlighted our actual scripts.
We're gonna have to bring.
we did.
We're gonna have to bring that back for the summer.
Man, what color was he? I think we made him green.
You made him green as punishment for
Yeah,
not hitting his cue.
Then he did the next week too, or like something.
I don't know.
Man, that was so funny.
That was great though.
But oh man, so what do we have to today's episode?
You have your
No, but you have like the list
Oh, fine. All right.
of topics.
We're going to go through some updates. We're going to talk about stuff, the NBA playoffs, the NFL, and the draft, some NHL for the first time ever,
I know, right?
and then the USFL, which your prediction on it failing is looking pretty good so
Yep.
far. So we'll see
It
how
probably
that
will,
goes.
but realistically. So, with the updates, we have a couple updates. The show is back on live with the Pulse, which is nice. I think there was a ton of issues. You guys know it too. But there was a hard drive disk thing, and for some reason it just failed, as for my knowledge. And when we try to like fix it, it would just be like. So yes, did not sound very fun. So that ended up making it not live or not be able to produce shows or whatever. I don't know. I just know thing broke, can't do show live. But other than that, we ended up getting like a temporary fix, so we've been able to do the shows along with everyone else on the Pulse. So that is fun. As well, we have only 1 to 2 weeks of recording it in the studio, unfortunately.
It's crazy.
I know, right? And it's also episode 30. We've done
This
this
for 30?
Yeah.
Well, you've done it for 30.
We've done it for
I'm
30.
on 25
You're
or something.
26, I think. I
Yeah.
think you're 4 behind. Yeah, 26. Yeah. Now we're just a full-grown average adult of a show at
There
this
you go.
point. Fair enough.
That's actually crazy.
I know, right?
It's gone by really fast.
30 episodes? It's kind of crazy.
The Lamar episode was the first one.
I know.
That was awesome.
And then we went back to touching
And then
on
we
Lamar
went right
2
back
episodes
to it
back.
2
And
weeks
it got
ago.
nastier than the first one. But
That
man,
was fun too.
have we grown. But yes. And we also did a new forfeit for our hot take trivia, which we've been doing.
Pretty similar though.
Yeah, it's pretty similar. So what we're going to be doing is this was Carter's idea. I didn't know what we wanted to
We already
do
forgot to pull
because
a card too.
yeah, man. Well, I think we could just do it for the stuff part, and
Yeah.
that'll be our first card.
Yeah.
But basically what we're going to be doing is kind of like last time where we have the forfeit, like the hot take. We're just going to be implementing it into next episode. So whatever cards we get wrong this time, Carter will be writing stuff for me to say in the next episode, and we'll fill it in.
When we
into
did
the
it in the
script.
same episode, it just felt too forced and
Yeah.
obvious. So we're gonna have to work it in the next one, and
Yep.
that'll be fun.
I kind of hate these cards because I was the one who implemented them, but I've been getting these like wrong significantly more than Carter.
That's true.
I think the first episode we did them, I got like 3 straight wrong, and you got them all 3 straight like right, and I'm like,
I think the only one I
What
got
is
wrong
this?
the first time was the strike zone one. Which
yeah,
was so
and that was
dumb.
like a
So
a
dumb.
close one. But
Yeah.
man,
All right,
yes.
should we pull
on
one?
to the stuff? We have another stuff section.
Should we
So-
pull a card for it?
Yes, we should pull a card.
Okay.
Okay.
You got basketball.
Are you kidding me?
Your favorite.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, see it on
Do you
screen
want
again.
like the layup one?
Give me a hard one. Give me a.
You
juicy-
want a hard
no,
one?
I don't want a hard one. I take
Okay,
it back.
I'll give you a pretty easy one. When was the last time the U.S. men's basketball team did not reach the gold medal game in the Olympics? Moscow 1980, Seoul 1988. I don't know if I said that right. Athens 2004 or Beijing 2008.
2008, Beijing.
Oh, it's Seoul.
Seoul.
There's an E in there, right? Anyway, what?
Did I get it right? 2008.
No,
No, dang it.
Athens 2004. That was the Manu Ginobili year.
No. Why? I hate this. I hate these cards. Okay, let me find one of them for you. Okay. Oof. Hope you know your movies.
I don't.
Okay, wait.
I don't.
I don't know. I don't like these ones. Okay, let's see here. Okay. This one, maybe. I don't know how you'll do.
We'll see.
Which announcer yelled, "Do you believe in miracles?" when the U.S. beat the Soviets in 1980 Olympic Games? Bob Costas, Al Michaels, or Howard Cosell?
I feel like it's Bob Costas.
No.
Was it Al Michaels?
Yeah.
Dang it.
I was thinking it might be easier
Dang it.
because I'm like, It'd be Bob Costas or Al Michaels.
Al
and
Michaels has been
you
doing
love
it
Al
forever.
Michaels,
I
so-
love Al Michaels, but I didn't.
So it's like,
I
I thought you were
wasn't-
gonna pick
Believe
him.
it or not, I wasn't watching hockey in 1980.
What?
I know, crazy.
Dude, that's crazy.
Al Michaels, though, been the
Ridiculous.
best in the game for 40 years.
I know, right?
What a legend.
Been great. Okay, so kicking off our sports section, do you want to do that?
Isn't this a stuff
Yeah,
section?
you'll be the stuff guy.
I'll be the stuff guy.
Yep.
Okay, so Adam had us lay this out, and it's our
Yep.
top 5 artists right now. I took this
Mhm.
as the 5 I'm listening to the most right now.
Yeah, that's what I put.
Okay,
That's what I was
so do
thinking.
you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
'Kay.
Okay. Number 1, clear cut, Drake.
Aubrey Graham.
Drake. Do you
That's
remember that?
terrible. Yeah, of course I remember that, but that just doesn't sound
That was
like it.
That sounds just like Soulja Boy. What do you mean? That's the best
doesn't.
impersonation.
Move on.
Okay. Number 2, 5 Seconds of Summer. Not gonna lie, they have some bangers. Not gonna lie. You know, inner, what is it, like 7th grade girl type of
Inner
music,
7th grade
but it doesn't matter. I don't care. I like it. Dua Lipa. Oh shoot. Dua Lipa, number 3. Dude, Dua Lipa, not only is she hot, but like she produces some of the best music. For some reason, I actually got like invited to like online listening, like special, you know, premieres of some of her songs because I listen to her so much.
Wow.
Which is so weird, but like, yeah, she's good. Hall & Oates, that's been a classic. My
Who
number.
is- I have no idea who that is. I have no clue.
You don't know who Hall & Oates is,
No.
dude? They have.
So explain, who is it?
They're an '80s band.
Okay.
So they probably have my top 5 songs, like in total. They probably carried 2 of them. You know, they're that good. Do you know they have like
I would
iconic
ask what, but I
classics.
don't know any other
You know,
songs.
You Make
so
My
there's no
Dreams.
point.
You know, have you not heard that one?
No.
Dun, 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 dun,
I don't know. You can show me after.
What I want, you got.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so they have that one. That's my favorite song, just in general. They also have some like Man Eater, which is a good one too. They also have I'm blanking on some of their other ones, but they have like a ton of big hits. And they were number 1 for a bit, but then Drake for like the last 5 years took it over. And at 5, Harry Styles. You know, I don't approve of his dressing style.
Oh, jeez.
But yes, you know, it as it was is a banger. I don't know if it's just because TikTok's drilling it in my head, but you know, it's
that
good.
probably is it.
It's really good. But yes, on to yours.
Okay. I have a lot less variety.
Yep.
Like a lot less. These
don't
are
know-
all the same type
I
of
only
artists.
don't know one of these people.
I think I
on
know
here.
which one.
Is it Yeet?
Yeah.
Who the heck is that? Okay,
We'll
let's
get
go,
to
let's
it.
go.
So number 1 is Juice World, always, forever, tattooed on my arm. So
yeah,
can't
I just
really,
figured that out
can't
like
really go, yeah,
5
I
seconds
thought you
before
knew
this.
that.
I didn't know
It's
that.
huge.
I did not know that.
All right. Number 2 is Travis Scott, of course. La Flame. Just
Travis
amazing.
Scott.
He needs to drop an album this year, man.
Yes.
Number 3, I'll get some hate for this one, and I'm fully prepared to accept that. But Youngboy Never Broke Again. I love NBA Youngboy. Got a big poster of him above my bed in my room. Huge.
You could tell that Carter's a young boy fan by how he walks in the halls. Just
That's
kidding.
fair.
I'm kidding.
Number 4, the guy you haven't heard of, Yeet.
I don't know who that
You really
is.
haven't heard of Yeet?
I thought it was
He's
a
going
misspell for like
crazy
meat or
right now.
something.
No, he's going
It's
crazy
spelled
right
like
now.
Y-E-A-T.
He
I'm
just
like,
he just dropped an album called Two Alive like 2 months ago. He's
No.
so good. You would hate it. You would
Yeah, I
absolutely
probably
hate
wouldn't.
it, but I'll show you later. And honestly, the other artist I'm listening to the most right now is me.
me.
Yeah.
As in yourself.
As in myself.
Check out Viral. Isn't it Viral
We'll
C22?
plug it
Yeah.
later, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Actually,
If it wasn't me, it'd probably be Kanye.
Kanye.
I've been listening to 808s and Heartbreak a
I
lot
wanna-
lately. That
I
album
wanna
is
fix
so
this.
good.
As of recently, I've been listening to Meek Mill a ton.
Really?
I would put up Meek
Never-
Mill. You know, I love those like the motivation, like coming up from nothing. That's why I like Drake a ton too, because he's like, you know, like some of his songs are like coming up from nothing. You could like tell. You know, it's kind of that.
Yeah, I've never been a big Meek Mill guy. I do like Drake quite a
I
bit.
do really.
but
I like Drake, which is it's like an oxymoron because they hated each other for like a while.
I think they're cool now, though.
Well, they're cool now, but like they had that whole thing, which is like, you know, the
Yeah.
Summer 16 and stuff like that. But
All right.
yes, we also have
So
this
you
rap
have
game.
you have a game for us.
Yep. You know, we're back to the games. We did have some interesting games, but this is a stuff game this time.
Yeah.
We used to just have sports ones, but yes, we have
The
Taya
Jersey
over here.
games.
Gonna read some lyrics. Okay, so originally, I think this is how we did it. So she's gonna read the lyrics, and we're gonna have to guess. I think we get 1 point per one that we get, just like if we just know the artist, and 2 if we know the artist and the.
Oh, so it's not like a
name.
finish the lyric; it's a guess the song and the artist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then one of them is fake. One of them Taya just wrote. So we're gonna have to guess which one that is as well. So
I feel like we're gonna be terrible at this.
yeah, I do.
But-
I think so too. I didn't want to look at them. That's why I let Taya.
You
write
better
them too,
not
so
have.
I didn't want to look at them at all. So I'm like, oof. So I don't know, because I'm not a. So Taya said that there were like 90s in there, and I don't know any 90s like at
You don't know
all.
any 90s?
I don't think I know any 90s. I know some 2000s and a ton of 2010s, 2020s.
You don't listen to any. You don't listen to any Tupac.
I don't.
That
I
hurts.
don't. I'm not into the fan of doom doom doom. Like the West Coast kind of like
That's
older.
not- Okay, whatever
It's
you
fine,
say.
it's fine.
Whatever you say.
Okay.
But-
Okay. You ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you guys ready?
Yes. Read them out.
Okay, number 1. Do you want to keep track?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, number 1. Well, she's got a hottie's body, but her attitude is potty. When I met her at this party, she was hardly acting naughty.
No idea.
Oh no.
I don't even.
No, that was like straight like flames. So I'm thinking not
I don't
flames.
even-
but
I don't
like
even have
the
a guess.
Boom, 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 like high paced. I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm gonna say something like T. No.
Were
Say
you
like
gonna
Lil
say-
Yachty. I'll say Lil Yachty.
Oh, that's a good
Is that it?
guess. That's a good.
I don't know a
guess.
song. I don't know a song name.
Quavo. I don't know.
Okay, so no song name, just artist.
No.
That was Andre 3000.
Oh,
Cast.
I don't know who Andre 3000 is.
you don't know who he is?
No.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh.
It's okay, I didn't either. Okay,
But- okay.
number 2.
Number 2.
Palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms
Oh.
heavy.
Yeah.
Drake. Just kidding. No.
Okay, it's obviously
Don't say-
Eminem.
I know it's
Do you
Eminem.
know the song?
Yes, I know the song.
Okay.
Lose Yourself.
We're gonna count down.
Oh, but
okay.
Adam just got those points because he said it before.
Oh, I didn't know that's how it worked.
That's how it works. Oh, I thought.
Okay, well then I said Eminem first, so I get that point.
Oh, how do
okay.
you guys want it to work?
I don't know.
I
it's
thought
up
we
to
were
you.
just gonna say it at
Yeah, I
the
thought
same
we
time.
could just say it at the same time.
We
and
no,
just
we can do
keep a
first
score.
though. You can
We just
take the
keep it
2.
first?
So
Okay.
it's 2 to
First
1.
in.
Okay, yeah.
2 to
And
1.
just stop reading as soon as we like buzz in.
Okay.
Okay.
Rock and roll to the beat of the funk fuzz. Wipe your feet really good on the rhythm rug. If you feel the urge to freak, do the jitterbug.
This sounds like
No
this sounds like a Dr. Seuss book.
It does.
Is this you?
No.
Oh, no.
I don't know. I don't.
Just take a guess at least.
I
Like,
don't have a guess.
You don't have a guess?
No,
And
I don't
you
know,
say you
something
like,
like
90s rap.
Funky fresh like Quavo.
Hold on. Read it one more time.
Rock and roll to the beat of the funk fuzz. Wipe your feet really good on the rhythm rug. If you feel the urge to freak, do the jitterbug.
I said I like some 90s.
Do you want me to keep going? I know the rest of it.
Oh, you know this song? Okay. No, there's no point. I don't know it.
Just
but
guess some random one. I mean, at least take
what
some
is it, like
points.
Slick Rick or something?
Slick Rick.
It's Can I Kick It by A Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah. I don't
Oh.
know.
Would not know that one.
Okay, you
Oops.
ready?
Yes.
Now let me welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West.
California Love, Dr. Dre and Tupac.
Yes.
Oh, dude. I knew the song.
That's-
I'm like, wait a minute.
That's 3 points right there.
Dude.
4 to
3
2.
to. What do I even have? I don't even remember.
It's 4 to 2.
Okay, 4 to 2.
Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bills, y'all.
That's Wu-Tang Cream, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude,
Actually,
I'm
well,
getting
you got
toasted.
the name wrong though. The name of the band.
Wu-Tang Clan.
I'm getting
7
destroyed.
to 2. You're getting
I'm
blown
getting.
out.
I'm getting.
You're getting blown
It's
out.
gonna be
Okay.
bad.
She call me Poppy, I call her Mommy. She homie hoppy, that redacted Adami. I didn't want to say the B word.
That could be anybody. Now.
Can you read it again?
Okay. Can you bleep? Can I curse?
Yeah, just we could bleep it.
She called me Poppy, I call her Mommy. She homie hoppy, that bitch Adami.
That didn't help at all. I mean, I didn't know if that
Is
was gonna
it-
help, but
Uzi?
Do you guess?
well, is it right?
No.
Because okay, it's not
No.
right. Okay, now
It was a random guess. I have no idea who that is.
I'm gonna say Lil Yachty again.
No, that was me.
That was you.
Ah.
Oh, no.
That sounded real.
I know
Good
the
job.
cuss word in there kind
Good
of like
job.
made it seem real.
I know.
I was kind of considering it, but then I was like, no, there's a cuss word in there. I was like, nah. Okay.
Are you ready?
Yep.
I did some wrong, but I'm always right. Said I know how to shoot and I know how to fight.
Oh,
Uh,
Pop Smoke.
What is that? For the Night.
Dang it! No.
So, how many points is it for the song, 2?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So 9-3.
dude, are you kidding me? This is stupid.
Okay, last.
That's the song LeBron doesn't know. You know that
You
video?
didn't know that one?
You know that video?
I've not seen that
Oh,
video.
I need to show you. He's like lip syncing to it, but he gets everything wrong. It's
Seriously?
hilarious.
If I told you, do you want to put that on the green screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Put the video right here. Okay.
If I told you that a flower bloomed in the dark room, would you trust it?
It's like a depressing.
I got nothing.
I don't know. What's like a depressive? Do you
I
spell?
don't know. NF?
I don't know. Was it enough?
Any other guesses?
No.
Someone really famous.
Someone really famous?
Yeah.
Kanye.
Like, no, but kind of like around the realm.
Drake.
Around the realm.
Like, think, you would say these lyrics are very poetic.
Kendrick Lamar. I got it.
What's
let's
the name
go.
of the song?
They're alley-ooping me. Okay.
Think about literally what I just said.
Poetic Justice. I totally got that off the top of my head. Came no help whatsoever.
Well, I've never been a Kendrick guy.
Seriously?
I'm a,
now it's
I'm
a
a,
tie.
I've heard that song a ton
Is it?
though.
Is
What?
it
How did I not?
really?
how is that
Didn't
possible?
you just get?
No, I think it's like
Points?
5.
You got 3 points.
I got 3.
Oh.
So it's 9-6.
Okay.
I think
I'm
it's
a
9-6.
J. Cole guy. I'm not a Kendrick guy.
I like both of them.
Like he's
Poetic.
What did
I
you
like
think
him.
about For Your Eyes Only?
Hey, Drake is in
I
that song
love
though,
that
isn't
album. What?
No.
Poetic Justice?
No.
No, let's talk about that.
No, For Your Eyes Only.
For Your Eyes Only?
We're talking about a J.
Drake
Cole
isn't
Oh,
in
we're
album.
talking
Poetic
about-
Justice.
And For Your Eyes Only, the song.
think
is
he's in it, isn't he?
incredible.
I'm pretty sure he is. I'm really,
Is he?
I'm
have no idea.
fairly certain. I need to look this up right now.
You look it up.
Okay,
And then let
Yeah,
me-
I'll look it up right now.
I have no idea.
Oh no, this is gonna kill me if I got it wrong. I just announced that. I'll
Yeah,
seem
you were
like
very
a
confident in
bandwagon.
that.
I'm pretty sure he is.
He's your number one artist. You
He
better
is.
get
He
it.
is in it. Okay. Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. You guys.
Well-
You got. Yeah.
Well done.
Give me a ton of points for that.
Well
100
done.
points.
I think
Absolutely
you
not.
should get at least 1 bonus point for that.
Yeah. I mean, I need it. You're gonna get. You've been
Ready for
creaming
the
me. This is gonna
last
be
one?
this. This is the last one.
Are you ready for the last one? Say your time is coming soon, but just like Oklahoma, mine is coming sooner.
Jack
I-
Harlow, Industry Baby.
I literally showed you the answer.
I know. I didn't want to read it because I was like, dude. Okay. Well, that was. I didn't know what to
I
expect.
love Jack Harlow.
I mean, I should have expected this because
Like I like
you know,
Jack Harlow songs, but I love Jack Harlow.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
we just talked.
Bye. Thank
we
you.
just we were just talking about Jack Harlow last episode,
That's
but
true.
like the thing that I don't know what to expect or what I thought was gonna happen when I was going against you, who only listens to rap. I'm
That's not
assuming.
true. Not only.
Okay, well you're way bigger rap fan.
Probably
than
like
I am,
80, 85% though.
though. Like
I listen to some rock and
I would say I'm more
I
of pop.
bump some Ariana Grande.
Bump some Ariana Grande.
I
You're
love
Ariana
Ariana.
Grande.
Yes. She's
Man.
fire.
Uh,
Anyway.
but okay.
All right, let's pull a card
Yep.
and then get into the playoffs. No more stuff for the day.
Unfortunately,
Okay.
logos and mascots.
Jeez, that's what you got too, and these are all so
Oh
hard.
no! All right, it's gonna be great. Okay, I got one. How many Big East basketball conference use the color in the name of their school's mascot? 4, 7, or 10?
Wait, reread the question.
How many teams in the Big East basketball conference use a color in their name of their school mascot? 4, 7, or 10?
Pirates, Friars. Hold on, I'm going through the whole Big East right now. I can't think of any. Pirates, Friars,
I don't know what teams
Huskies.
are even in the Big East.
Whatever the lowest one is.
4?
Yeah.
You sure?
No, but that's my guess.
Yes.
Okay. 'Cause I thought of like 4 or 5 teams, and none of them had a color. And I don't even know who does. I don't know.
I don't even know who's in that conference.
And then Xavier's just the Musketeers. Huh.
Well, there must be 4. I mean,
Right, apparently, Blue Jays, Creighton, whatever. I'm not going through the whole conference. Jeez. What color outlines the letters and husky image in the primary Yukon logo? So what color outlines it? Red, blue, or black?
it would have to be blue or black because they're not red. I'd say blue.
It's red.
This is red? Seriously?
Yeah, just the outline, I guess.
Why? They're not red.
Who knows?
They're like, aren't they like light blue, dark blue, and black?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would they be red?
Did I
That's
get the first
stupid.
question right or no?
Yeah, you.
Okay.
No, you didn't.
What was it?
I don't remember. Right here. It was the Al Michaels one.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that hurts.
Dang,
Okay,
that's
so I
tragic.
have 1 wrong. You have 2 wrong.
Yep.
All right. Let's get into the
Tragic.
NBA now. Lots of stuff this episode.
Yeah.
I like it, though. It's more fun than just reading off what you guys already
Straight
know.
up.
Okay. So the first round of the NBA playoffs is in full swing right now. We are recording this on Tuesday the 19th, so it'll be a little outdated by the time it airs, but here's what's going on as of right now. The Suns are playing the Pelicans as the 1 and 8 seeds in the West. In Game 1, the Suns won 110-99. Chris Paul had 30 points and 10 assists on 12 of 16 shooting. And that game was really controlled wire to wire by the Suns. It was in control the whole time. Zion and the Pelicans are far apart on where they think he's at injury-wise. So he's not practicing right now. He's not going to play. They're probably going to be out in 4 games anyway.
What do you think about the whole Zion and Pelicans thing?
I don't know. Honestly, it really depends where he's actually at and what the team is trying to get him to do.
I think
I don't know if he's trying to play and they're saying no, or if they want him to play and he's saying no. I don't know which one it is, but
I think
if they want him to play, then it's kind of like the Kawhi situation a little bit a couple
Yeah.
years ago. But
remember how they announced that he was like injured and he wasn't gonna play, and then the next day he posted a dunk video where he just took a huge athletic dunk.
you can practice dunk without being NBA game ready though.
Yeah.
Like,
But if he's like that,
We'll see.
It definitely seemed like he was very close to at least being back.
it's
Well, I
possible.
think-
It's also possible that he doesn't want to risk his health right now.
Mhm.
Like, if he's not 100%, he shouldn't come back for this series. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think.
It's up in the air.
I mean, it looked like from what
I
I
understand if he wants to wait and get healthy.
Yeah, from what I saw, it looked like he was kind of healthy. And what I personally think is that he doesn't really want to play for the Pelicans, and so he's kind of using this injury
That
as like,
kinda-
no, I'm injured, I don't want to play.
That's becoming a pretty popular guess.
That's what I'm
lately,
pretty
so.
sure. And then I think he was wearing like Knicks colorways into like a couple games, which you could look into it all you want, but like I mean, it might
look into anything,
might
yeah.
mean Knicks, but
I doubt it.
I mean, I doubt it. I don't know.
They
what to
already
think of
have
it, but-
they already have Randall at that position and threw him the bag.
Yeah.
Not saying Randall's is good by any means, but
Yeah.
it's just a lot of money to throw at forwards, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he wants to go there. Anyway, the Grizzlies, the 2 seed, are taking on the 7 seed Timberwolves, and the Timberwolves actually took Game 1, 130-117. Anthony Edwards had 36 points in his first ever playoff game, just insane.
Yeah.
Ja Morant had 32 points and 8 assists, but he didn't actually play that well. Those numbers look better than he played. He also had 20 free throw attempts, aiding that scoring, and he just wasn't as good as he needs to be. So the Grizzlies already lost home court advantage by losing this game, obviously. So they cannot afford to go down 2-0. I believe that game is tonight, so
Man.
that series will be a little further on by the time this episode airs.
What do you think about the Timberwolves? I kind of like them.
They're
don't know if I
likable. I
picked
mean,
them.
they're just a team that's
mean-
not used to being there.
Yeah.
They have
I really like Ant Edwards and Cat.
Right. They have
Like-
really entertaining young guys in Ant and Cat.
Well, this
and-
this whole series, like with
Oh, we didn't do
you know,
the Pirtle and the Weddle. But it's okay.
thing with Ja Morant and as well as Ant Edwards, like these are two of like the young up and coming writers.
Yeah,
so
two
this
of
is
the
a pretty
best.
interesting thing.
It's awesome.
It's always interesting to see two of like the younger people, the sport that are going to dominate the league.
The
just
young talent is
eventually.
showing out in the
together.
playoffs right now. It's pretty
Yeah.
awesome to see.
It's pretty nice.
As we will talk about now, as
Yep.
the Warriors are up 2-0 on the Nuggets already. They won both games by blowout, 123-107 and 126-106. In the first game, Jordan Poole had 30 points on 9 of 13 shooting. 30 points on 13 shots.
And
Keep in mind, like, he got so much better this year. He was a role player. He was a career role player, really, and this year he's become really a star.
yeah,
In the time that he's stepped up while Curry's been out. Curry returned in Game 1 as the 6th man. He played okay, limited minutes. And then in Game 2, Game 2, Curry and Poole combined for 63 points. Curry had 34 points in 23 minutes off the bench. Just absurd. And Jokic got ejected. The Nuggets are lost, and the Warriors' new death lineup, which still doesn't have an official nickname. My favorite is DEFCON 5. I like that one. But a lot of people are saying PTSD for Poole, Thompson, Steph, and Draymond.
Yeah.
I like that, but it leaves out Wiggins,
Mm-hmm.
which,
PTSD with the silent W.
yeah, I guess PTSD gets W's? I don't know. We'll figure it out. But anyway, the Nuggets are lost right now, and they need to respond in a massive way. They just don't have the firepower without Murray and Porter right now, and the Warriors are clicking a lot.
Did you see the video where Jokic got tapped on the butt as and then he just was about to
which
fight.
Is a normal thing, but if you're getting blown out and someone slaps your butt on the way to the huddle, I'd be mad too.
I was like, man, and it's so funny because I remember last year when I think didn't Jokic maybe in a playoff game get a tech 2 or something,
A flagrant
2,
maybe, I don't.
And they ended up ejecting him.
I think you're talking about earlier this year when he shoved the dude in the back.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
And then
he got suspended. I think he got suspended one game.
Everyone was like, "Oh, he
Something
doesn't
like
do
that.
this. He doesn't normally do this." And then all of a sudden, this whole year, he's been dirty.
Not
And
dirty.
not dirty.
It wasn't dirty. He was just complaining
not
to the refs.
heated.
That's why he got tests.
It's not dirty. It's kind of he's getting more heated.
Well, yeah, he
is
was just
what I
mad.
mean.
His team's
Yeah.
getting whooped.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
Techs aren't dirty. Techs are just showing emotion. And they give techs too easy in the NBA now anyway. But on to the last playoff series in the West. The Mavericks and Jazz are tied at 1 apiece. Game 1, the Jazz took 99-93. Mitchell and Bogdanovich combined for 58, and Royce O'Neal only made one shot the entire game, but it was a massive 3 down the stretch. Game 2, the Mavericks took 110-104. Jalen Brunson had 41 points and 8 rebounds. 41 from Jalen Brunson, which is not something everyone saw coming. Maxi Kleber hit 8 3-pointers. He went 8 for 11 on threes and was a huge part of that win. Donovan Mitchell scored 32, but took 30 shots to get there, and in all honesty, was getting cooked on defense. Jalen Brunson got by him every time, and then it was either a layup for Brunson or a kick out to Maxey. So, yeah, the Jazz stole home court, technically, because it's 1-1 now, going back to Utah. But Luka could be back from Game 3. So I think if I'm the Mavericks and my best
I'd be
player...
scared.
Well, no, I think if I'm the Mavericks and my best player was out the first 2 games and I kept it
if I was the
tied,
Jazz.
yeah, you keep it tied without your best player through 2 games, you'll take that all day. But yeah, if you're Dallas, you'll take that. I mean, you don't like to lose home court advantage, but without your best player taking 1 against a good team is you can't really complain.
Yeah.
So
Those
we're
are 2
unsure
games
on
the Jazz should win.
Yeah.
And they lost them, and it's
we're unsure on where Luka's at right now. I think he has a chance for Game 3. But
if they don't play Game 3
it's
and
unclear.
take that one too,
that'd be crazy. Well, we will see. It will be in Utah, which is a pretty good playoff environment. But
it's weird because the Mavericks and Luka kind of remind me of the Green Bay Packers, where it's you see the talent there, and Aaron Rodgers, but they normally
Mavericks?
don't usually perform that well in the playoffs.
The Mavericks?
Yeah, as of recently, with
they haven't had.
They haven't had
It's different. They haven't had nearly as much expectation though.
Yeah.
They're the 4 seed right
That's
now,
true.
and that's higher than they've been in the past. So we'll see. Luka's put up some crazy numbers in his playoff performances, so I'm excited to see what he does when he's back. But it should be that series will probably go 7. That's a really good matchup.
Yeah.
In the East, the Heat took a 1-0 lead over the Hawks, 115-91.
Pretty dominant.
Yeah, Trae Young was completely shut down. Worst game of his career, for sure. He went 1 for 12 from the field. He just was a non-factor, honestly. Duncan Robinson went 9 for 10 and scored 27 points. So a coasting win for the Heat. There's not really much else to say. Game 2 is, I believe, tonight. I'm pretty sure. So Trae Young will need a big bounce back. The Hawks are going to look to steal home court advantage tonight.
Yeah.
The Celtics and Nets, a series that everyone was excited for. The Celtics took Game 1 115-114. Kyrie dropped a super efficient 39 in his return to Boston. Obviously, they had that whole falling out. He got fined $15,000 for flipping off the crowd, which It's Kyrie in
It was so
Boston. What do you
subliminal
expect?
too.
It was
Because
funny.
he just did it behind his head too.
Yeah.
He's just like,
Jason Tatum had 31 points. And Kyrie's doing this without any water, by the way. It's Ramadan right now.
yeah.
Jason Tatum with 31 points and hit a game-winning layup off of a spin on a wild final possession. It was crazy and the perfect way to end that game. Big news out of this series. This is a great matchup, and it's about to get better. Ben Simmons is expected to make his debut for the Nets within the next week. So whether that's game 2, 3, maybe even 4, he's, according to Shams, or Shams, I never know if it's Shams or Shams. Either way, he's supposed to make his debut within the week, which is insane.
Yeah,
So
but which Ben Simmons are we seeing here? That's the question.
if
we're seeing,
he's the same defender and the same passer, then watch out.
Yeah.
But this is a great matchup. I'm super happy we got this series.
The crazy thing about this is that I
Nets.
said the Nets. The Nets, I don't think should be a 7 seed. They just kind of got that because they've dropped games
They
without
fell
Kyrie
apart
and-
without KD on the floor.
Yeah.
KD was a lot more valuable this year than people realize. I feel
don't
like.
think they should be a 7th seed. So it's like I think they're at least like a 4th or a 5th, and I think it's interesting to see them in the first round. As
Talent-wise, for sure.
Yeah.
So this is an awesome series. So. Yeah, on to the Bucks and Bulls. The Bucks took Game 1 over the Bulls 93-86. Giannis had 27 and 16, as he does. Nikola Vucevic, a center, went 9 for 24 from the field. A center went 9 for 24, and he missed a bunch of easy shots too. It was a rough game. It was a back and forth game. The Bucks looked to control it for a long time, and the Bulls made a big push, even took the lead at one point, but the Bucks regained it. This was a series that I said was going to be a sweep earlier, and I still believe that.
It looks pretty close. I mean,
I don't think the Bulls can hang. I think the Bucks will sweep them, but who knows?
Sweep alert.
On to the 76ers and Raptors. I said Sixers and 5 here. I wish I would have said 4. I wanted to, but I gave Toronto too much credit. The 76ers up 2-0 on Toronto. Tyrese Maxey, in a 20-point win in Game 1, had 38 points in his first ever playoff game as a starter. He was behind Ben Simmons last year. And Tobias Harris put in 26. Scotty Barnes got rolled, or his foot twisted and got stepped on by Joel Embiid in that game. Raptors fans on Twitter are going crazy, and I shouldn't say all of them, but I saw a lot wishing injury on Embiid, saying he was doing it on purpose, which was really not cool. But again, Twitter is not the whole fan base, so can't judge the whole fan base. But then they came out Game 2, the Sixers did, and won by 15, 112-97. Embiid poured in 31. Maxey had 23 more on 8 of 11 shooting, so another great game. OG Anunoby for the Raptors had a really good game. He had 26 on 10 of 14 shooting. The Raptors need a really big response. They are quickly headed for a sweep here if they don't change something big. But that's where we're at in the first round right now. There will be, I believe, 6 games in between now and when this airs, so it'll be a little different by then, but we'll catch up on that next week. And some series might be over by that time.
Yeah, it'd be like a solid week.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see.
We'll have to see. Yeah, these are some interesting games. Should be interesting to see. But yes, on to. Do we have anything else on AFL?
I think we're good on NBA.
Awesome. Okay, card.
Oh yeah.
All right. All sports or basketball? We'll go all sports.
Seen on screen.
Ooh, great. Those are my favorite.
Yeah.
Which of these? Okay.
Okay, there's 9 that you have no chance, and 1 that's way too easy.
Oof.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
This is funny.
Okay.
No, you won't get that. But here we go. Which future Rocky movie boxer was one of the players in Semi-Tough, a football comedy starring Burt Reynolds? So, one of the boxers in Rocky. Sylvester Stallone, Mr. T, or Carl Weathers? Who was the football player in Semi-Tough?
Semi-Tough? I've never seen that
That's
movie.
what it's called. Me neither.
I don't think it's Sylvester Stallone. I could see Carl Weathers doing it, but I would say Mr. T.
It was Carl Weathers.
Dang it!
It was Carl Weathers.
No.
You should have gone with your gut.
I I was like, I could definitely
I've
see
seen
Carl
pictures of
Weathers
him in a
going that
football
movie.
uniform before, and I didn't know if they were real or not. So
Man,
who knows?
that sucks.
All right.
Man, 0 for 3. Wow, okay. Which of these is not a track and field event at the Olympic Games? Hurdles, discus throw, triple vault, or steeplechase?
Triple vault.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love the Olympics.
You acted like you did not, and you weren't going to get that question.
Well,
right
I
when
didn't
you-
know that they were going to be that easy.
Man.
Everyone knows steeplechase, discus, and hurdles. Like,
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, on to the NFL. So, a little bit of drama going on in the NFC West right now.
Yep.
Kyler Murray is not going to play next season without a new contract. And now, speaking as a 49ers fan, I hope they pay him what he wants. I hope they give him Josh Allen type money. I would love that because he is not Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Kyler's a very good quarterback, and he's young, and he still has a lot of room to grow. But I think he's overrated. I do. And
I think he's a little overrated.
and he's
too.
had some injury concerns lately, and if I'm the Cardinals, I'm a little hesitant about paying him this max money that these quarterbacks are getting. That's all. But
Would you say it's like a duration thing?
what do you mean?
Like, be afraid to pay him because of duration
No.
of like how long he would last? in
No,
the
because I
league?
don't think that he's good enough to warrant that money.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's kind of the dilemma now with quarterbacks. You either pay too much to keep the one you have,
yeah.
or you move off of a good one to try to find another one for cheap. It's tough.
And it's also like I'm going to be tied to this quarterback for a while. So
Right.
do I trust them to be
Like
able
that was
to
the
win a
Baker
Super
dilemma
Bowl?
with the Browns. They were going to have to
Yeah.
pay him at some point or move on, and they moved on. That's
they were
kind of
like-
what the Ravens
yeah.
are going through.
Like, could we upgrade? Could we risk it?
Yeah,
And for the Browns, it looks like it would be paying off with
I think
Deshaun Watson.
they
So-
got him with no picks.
Yeah.
I think that was a great
So
move.
that's very interesting.
The most guaranteed money ever is a little interesting, but we'll see how
Yeah.
it goes. If he's the same player, that's an amazing trade.
Yep. So that's kind of how the NFL's going, revolving around. I personally, I think this looks bad on Kyler, kind of, because this makes him proven. This proves that he's a diva.
There's always stuff
but-
going on with Kyler, it feels
Yeah,
like. He's always making headlines in some non-football related thing. You know?
It was funny because at the beginning of this year, or not the beginning, I guess like the off season, at the beginning of the off season, there was like the whole rumors that he like was unhappy with the Cardinals and
Yeah,
everything.
and then he put out that big
he deleted
statement.
everything, and he deleted all of his like in Arizona stuff. And then afterwards, everyone was calling him out and was like, "Whoa, this is crazy." And then he followed up with saying how, "Oh, that was just a coincidence. Don't look into it." And he wasn't doing the immature thing of just removing everything while going in contract negotiations. Then all these things about how he was immature came out. And then he released a statement saying how none of that's true. He's very mature or whatever. And then
Yeah,
this
just
comes
keeps going.
out
Just
that
keeps
he
going.
won't play next season until a new contract's done, which just proves all the things that we've been thought of the whole time that he denied. That he was being immature and that he was, doing all this stuff on Instagram and Twitter on purpose. Like, that just kind of like, it's so dumb because it's like he tried to prove to everyone that he was like this mature quarterback, and then all this stuff is making it seem less and less like he is. So I don't know. I'm not really a fan of Kyler Murray, as you may know. I'm actually not a fan of his shortness. Like, I mean, there's been a couple throws that he's done. I haven't seen him recently, but like where he would throw it and it would hit the back of the head of the lineman or something. And I just think it has to be much harder when you're a 5'9" quarterback, 5'10", seeing over the line because you can't really see. Like that's just a jokey thing, but I mean that's true. Like
Yeah.
So I'm not really a fan of that. But this news, Carter will absolutely love to hear.
I guess.
You guess?
I guess.
What do you mean you guess?
Well,
You've been hyping up Trey Lance.
Trey Lance was given indications that he's going to be the starter, whether or not Jimmy G is on the team. I do want Trey to start, and I love Trey Lance. That's not what I'm guessing about. I guess because because they're acknowledging the fact that Jimmy G might be on the team next year,
yeah.
and that there is no reason at all he should be on the team, even as a backup. He's getting paid so much money, way too much to be a backup. You can cut him and save so much of that money. And I feel like it would divide the locker room a bit if you have him there as a backup, because he's obviously a guy that teammates like, and he's at least a good leader. Like, I can't speak to his on the field ability as much, but he seems like a good leader and a guy that people play hard for. So there's going to be people that are maybe bothered by him sitting, and I just cut him or trade him if you possibly can, and just show Trey Lance that you actually believe in him.
Mm-hmm.
But
think,
that's why I guess, because it's like, oh,
yeah,
great, he might still be on
sense.
the team.
What I think is that the 49ers have been doing all the shenanigans and putting a ton of effort into trying to trade Jimmy G. But the thing is, though, is that I don't think they can with all of his play on the field. What I would probably do...
His play on the field, his contract, and the fact that he's coming off of surgery right now.
Yeah, and the fact that other teams are looking at other teams like the Steelers and even the, I guess, like, what other teams signed quarterbacks that were like...
Falcons.
Yeah, like the Falcons chose Marcus Mariota over him, and also the Steelers chose Mitch Trubisky over him.
Yeah.
They're looking at those, and
Colts
other teams
chose Matt Ryan.
Other teams are aware.
Washington chose Carson Wentz. Yeah.
Like, and he's been on the board since probably even like end of last year. So, I mean, he's technically been on the market ever since they picked Trey Lance.
You would think,
but,
yeah.
And it's been this long, so there definitely is not a market for him.
Doesn't seem like it.
This definitely blows out the whole fake rumor that they made for 2 second-round picks.
Yeah, there's no chance.
That was so funny.
And if that's true and they didn't take it, then someone should get fired now.
Yep, exactly.
But
they'd be lucky to get 1 second-round pick for him, maybe even a third.
A third would probably be lucky.
Yeah.
So
I could see that,
we'll
but
see.
I think maybe
a lot of deals go down in draft week. So
yeah.
If something could happen there. I could see it. It's kind of Panthers or nothing at this point, and they pick 6th, where the top quarterbacks from this year will be on the board. But I could see a realistic scenario where they decided like send off a late pick, maybe even a pick swap for Jimmy G this year, and draft a quarterback next year in a much, much improved class. Because if you don't like the quarterback, wait a year. Don't just settle for a guy to be your franchise quarterback if you don't actually like him. And these ones, I would understand if you didn't like them. So
I kind of like Malik Willis, but like they said, like everyone says,
he's
pretty raw.
He is raw, and I am very against the whole sit quarterbacks a year or two thing. But in this case, I do think it would be good for him to sit a year. This is crazy to even come out of my mouth right now, but I think he should go to the Lions. I think the Lions should take him at 2.
I think the Lions should at least take a quarterback.
They can't move
at 2. No.
Yeah.
Move back and get him.
I guess, but the Panthers could take Willis at 6, or someone could trade up for him. The Giants are at 5. Are they sold on Daniel Jones? Anyway, the Lions at 2. I think they go. I don't think they will. But if I was them, I would want to take Malik Willis, or maybe even trade back a couple spots and take him. But Jared Goff is guaranteed money this year. Like even if you move off him, you're not clearing any cap space. So why not draft Willis, have Goff play this year out, and have Willis sit and learn a bit? And the Lions seem like they have a good locker room culture right now. Like Dan Campbell struggled a bit last year, but he seems like a guy that the players really love, and
I feel like that's what they
seem to be on the upward direction right now.
Yeah.
So I actually would have a decent amount of hope if I was a Lions fan right now. And you got to hit on these picks that you have for sure. And you got to bank on young talent like St. Brown and whoever you draft this year continuing to develop. But honestly, the Lions have some cause for hope. And so I think Malik Willis going there is not a career killer as it would be in the past going to the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think what would be very interesting to see is if they keep that pick. I wouldn't be opposed. You know, I'm a Packers fan, so I'm generally against the Lions, but they normally suck, so I could say this. But I could see, and I think that fans would also be interested in this, if they either A, move back to maybe the 5th spot and pick Malik Willis, or if...
The thing about moving back, though, is someone has to want to trade up. So the team with the 5th pick is the Giants, and I don't think that...
Maybe even the Jets.
The Jets are at 4. I just don't see a reason for them to move up.
They could also see, and they could also tell if the Panthers might be interested. So if it doesn't seem like the Panthers are interested in taking,
There's always smoke
Willis
screens.
at that
You
point.
never really know.
Yeah, but I would see that. What I think would be most valuable would be picking someone there, maybe even moving back for a couple other picks later, like in the draft, and then with that 32 spot, pick a quarterback, maybe Matt Corral if he's at that point, or maybe even use that 32 to move up to get Matt Corral, depending on how many quarterbacks are taken. But I think that would be a valid, like, getting a solid pick at the very, like, early on in the draft, and the very end getting Matt Corral. So you get your quarterback that
I
you can
feel
do
like
a fifth-year option for.
if you see Malik Willis as your franchise quarterback, just take him.
Well, yeah, you have to take him.
You just don't.
I
I
mean-
don't think you can risk it. Just take him.
I mean-
because even if you trade back 2 spots, someone could trade up to that 1 spot before you and take him.
Yeah.
You just. I feel like
I feel that.
if he's your guy, get him.
I did say last week that if it's on the board, just take him regardless, and you made that comment about Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, but yeah. I think it'll be interesting.
So,
But-
I guess. Yeah, let's go just straight
Let's go
into the
straight
draft
draft.
stuff.
Yeah.
So, speaking of the draft, the NFL draft will start a week from today's, not today, a week from the air date of this episode, the draft will start.
Yeah.
So our next episode will air on the day of the draft. To go through just a couple of the prospects that are rising and some that are falling. And again, it's impossible to know how teams truly value players. We don't know. We just have to go based off of what they're allowing out of their building, what reporters are saying, and so there's no way to know for sure. There's always surprises, and that's because we don't actually know what they're thinking. But
Yeah.
based on the reports lately and the rumored interest and pro days and stuff like that, this is what's happening. So on the rise, Travon Walker, edge out of Georgia, he was always looked at as a first-round guy, to my knowledge, but he's getting like serious traction as a potential top pick, like number
Yeah,
one
number
pick.
one.
I don't think that's going to happen, but I think that he's pretty much a top 10 lock at this point, so he's on the rise.
I feel like you can never. I mean, no matter how much like a team knows, and every team knows, there's always going to be rumors that they aren't going to pick a certain
Oh, yeah.
people. Because I remember last
There
year,
there wasn't really Lawrence rumors though.
there was like, oh, maybe Wilson will go first, but
I
everyone
didn't hear
knew
any
he
of
was
that. I
not.
heard for like 2 days when Urban Meyer got hired that they would take Fields just because of the Ohio State thing, but
Yeah.
I feel like
there was something.
everyone
like
pretty
Zach
much knew it would be
Wilson,
Lawrence.
Uh,
Lawrence and Wilson were kind of locked in.
Yeah.
The 49ers were the one that people didn't know.
yeah.
Or they thought they knew
Well,
that it was Mac.
It was
but
either Trey. Yeah, everyone wanted Trey Lance, and everyone was like, "No, they're gonna pick."
I was
Trey,
Mac
honestly
honestly more of a Fields guy leading up to the draft.
I really like.
I was like,
I like Fields.
I had Fields and Lance
I hate that
like,
he went to the Bears.
like this. I do too. But
I hate that he went to the Bears.
me too. It's
He's
unfortunate.
going to torch the Packers for the next years. to
We'll
come.
see. It depends what the Bears put around him. They're not doing a good job right
Yep.
now. He could bust right now and not be his fault at all.
Yep.
So we'll see. But anyway, I had Fields and Lance like this,
Yeah.
and I had Lawrence
This
above
was- it
them.
was so
But
hard
I
because
had
you
both
didn't
of them
know.
above Zach Wilson. I didn't
Yeah.
want Zach Wilson that much.
But
Either way,
I see that.
Desmond Ridder actually has been getting some first round buzz lately, which he's been kind of looked at as a day 2 guy, a guy that is.
Yeah.
He just doesn't really seem like an NFL quarterback a lot of the time, but he's getting some day 1 buzz lately, and I guess we'll have to see what happens. I think people could. I don't know why, okay? I just have a feeling that he's going to go to the Titans.
The Titans.
I think he's going to go to the Titans. I
Mm.
don't really know why. I just think it's going
I
to
could see
happen.
him getting picked by the Lions.
I think it's going to happen.
I can see that like 30, 32.
I could see that too. I don't think that he's a first-round quarterback. I really don't, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
I don't think so too.
This-
I think if Sam Howell, I think Sam Howell's.
I
probably
like
a late
Ritter.
2.
I like Ritter over Howell.
Ritter's, I think, better. I think he's an early day 2, maybe.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think if anything,
I don't
Matt
think I
Corral,
don't
Kenny
think I'd even
Pickett,
use a
and
2 on
Malik
Sam
Willis
Howell.
are. I think those are the 3 that should be first. I think Matt Corral could slip out, but that
Based
would be a
on
steal in the second.
just who they are as a prospect, I think only Malik Willis should be a first-round pick. But positional value, people who need quarterbacks take them too high. I think that those are probably the 3
I think
would
Matt
say
Corral
too.
could be pretty good.
He could
I
be for
I did
sure.
really like Kenny Pickett because
Kenny
he
Pickett's-
did somewhat change the game, which I am a big fan of. But
He did one thing.
yeah, but that's still like I know it
He's-
carried on me. It lingers.
He's already like 24.
That's
I
the
think.
biggest thing. That's
He's
the biggest
got
concern.
like the smallest hands that any starting quarterback would ever have, and he had
Yeah.
fumbling issues in college.
But that's even the thing. Like
Willis is the QB one
the
for me
age
for
thing
sure.
with this though is that everyone had the concerns that Joe Burrow was a senior when he got drafted, and he had
Yeah,
tiny
but
hands.
Joe
and,
Burrow was so much better.
But he
than
also
Kenny
did really
Pickett.
good in
he was
college as
so
well,
much
so-
better than Pickett. So
And I don't know.
we'll see.
I think the biggest thing that I've been advocating for that I think will determine if a quarterback's a bust or not is their kind of like their IQ and awareness type of thing. That is the biggest thing for me, is because
Yeah.
I think generally quarterbacks in the past have gone by with horrible accuracy sometimes and horrible like arm strength, and they just gotten by because they had the IQ
not
and
horrible.
ability. Yeah,
Maybe-
not horrible,
maybe like average.
Yeah, if you just have awful, you shouldn't even be in the league. But they've gotten by with those, and John Elway, he had a cannon, but like he didn't really have the accuracy. So did Brett Favre. He didn't like have the, I guess, I don't
Favre
know.
was just a risk taker.
Yeah. So I don't.
He never saw a throw he didn't think he could make,
Yeah.
which I respect.
So
But-
I think that's probably the biggest thing, or at least it might not be it might just be the determinant of you take someone who has better IQ rather than the person with less IQ and the
Yeah.
physical strength and talents.
It'll be interesting to see. It's very subjective where the quarterbacks are ranked right now.
Yeah.
But for me right now, I'd go Willis and Corral and Pickett. I totally iffy on.
I'd
but
probably pick
I don't know.
Corral first.
Either way, I think Pickett might be the first off the board. I think he's the lowest
Panthers.
ceiling, but he'll probably be the best right away. I could see the Panthers doing it.
Yeah.
This next player I'm really excited to talk about because an unpopular opinion, this is the best player in the draft, in my opinion. Jermaine Johnson, an edge out of Florida State. It's a loaded edge class, and he's really seen as the edge 4. I think he's the best player in the draft. He should be a top 10 pick. He's been on the rise lately. He is so good. He's just mauls people. He's good against the run. He's good against the pass. He's just amazing. He has all the tools. I think he's going to be good right away, and I think he's going to be elite someday.
Mm-hmm.
We might come back to this someday, and I'll look really stupid, but I think Jermaine Johnson is the best player in the draft, and you cannot overdraft him. I would take him at 1 if I was the Jaguars. Jamison Williams, wide receiver out of Alabama, has been on the rise quite a bit lately, even despite the torn ACL. He's been getting a lot of wide receiver 1 buzz, so we'll see. Christian Watson, wide receiver out of North Dakota State, got a lot of buzz after the combine, probably because he's 6'4", 6'5", and ran a 4.3, 4.40. That'll get you some buzz, but he's been going first round in a lot of mocks lately, and he was not doing that before. So,
Well, you see some, like the thing with the bigger and bulkier, receivers, like the bigger bodied build, is that they can do really good at sometimes, and they could be horrible busts. Like
he was a lot
you could
faster
see
than I
DK
thought.
Metcalf, and everyone was kind of so. DK Metcalf had an amazing combine, probably the best combine they had then, and then
Except for the 3-cone.
yeah, and then he slipped into
He slipped because of his route running.
the second.
He was late
And
second, yeah.
He looks
slipped
like a
because-
stud. I mean, he has some drop issues, but like
His route tree was just not very diverse in college. His
Yeah.
route running wasn't amazing. And that's still continued, really, in the NFL. He's been
Yeah.
super successful despite it. But we can't act like he's an elite route runner, a guy
Yeah.
that has a...
he's just big bodied, and that's
He's
the thing too.
big-bodied and he's faster.
Sometimes if
He's
you're a
faster than
receiver-
you, he's bigger than you, and he's stronger than you.
I mean,
so.
sometimes if your route, it doesn't matter if your route's good. If you could just catch the ball right over the
It's-
corner,
well,
they're just right there.
It's going to matter more now.
It's gonna matter. Yeah,
he was in a
especially if he's triple
Russell
covered, like,
Wilson just he launches those things and they just
just
all of a
drop
sudden
perfectly.
just drop
It's
right
an
down
aerial
into
strike.
their arms. It's insane.
Yep.
It'll be interesting to see how he is with either Geno or Locke this year. I can't
Yeah.
imagine he's as successful, but the guy with those physical tools, you never
Yeah.
know. So here's some of the guys who are falling on draft boards a little bit. Kyle Hamilton, safety out of Notre Dame, a guy a lot of people said was the best player in the draft, and some people still do say that. I personally agree with him falling. I think he's very overrated. I think he's a good prospect, but he's a box safety. He is a complete liability in man coverage. His zone coverage ability is not all that great, He ran a slow 40, and people say, oh, he plays faster. Not really. He has good anticipation. His speed is not that amazing. I'll go over this more. Next week is going to air on the day of the draft, so it's probably going to be like 90% draft. But yeah, Kyle Hamilton, I think, is overrated, and teams seem to think so too. He's falling a little bit.
I'll have to disagree with this next one they have on here, Kayvon Thibodeau.
Now,
because I've heard some people go...
What I'm putting down here is not I think that they're bad or I am dropping them. It's what I'm hearing. So I think Kayvon Thibodeau's dropping a bit. He was the guy that everyone was saying would go 1 for months and months and months.
That's what I think.
Now a lot of people have him going out of the top 10.
I think that... Well, I don't know if he's dropping. I just think he's just a much wider range. Because I've still heard people say that he could go number 1.
Well, if you're locked into 1,
number 2.
If you're locked into 1 and then people start having you at pick like 11 or whatever, then you're dropping.
I guess, but I think it's just a wider
I don't agree
range.
with it. I think he's amazing.
I just don't think people know where he's really going to go because I feel like any team would be fine with having him. But it just is from 1 to 15, just in that range, I guess.
I have a little suspicion. The Lions say they don't like him. That was the report. But I think he might go there. I think they might be smoke screening. He might go too. But he's been dropping a little bit in a lot of people's eyes. I don't necessarily agree with it, but it's happening. We'll see what happens on draft day.
Yep.
It only takes one team to stop a fall.
Yeah.
So only one team has to like him. But Matt Corral, quarterback out of Ole Miss, I've seen him dropping a lot. Like he was a guy people were having like top 5 a lot now and the easy QB1, and now I think he's generally believed to be the QB3 and a guy that's falling late into the first round. So that'll be interesting to see where he goes. He's coming off an injury, but he'll be fine. And
I still think if the Lions don't pick a quarterback with that first pick, they have to pick one at 32. I think they have to.
I don't think so. They can't move off Goff anyway this year, and next year is a great quarterback class. If I'm the Lions, I would maybe take a flyer on one in the mid rounds, like maybe Zappy or something. Who knows? But I would wait till next year to draft a guy high. Devontae Wyatt, D lineman out of Georgia, he's been dropping a little bit, and that's probably not a coincidence with how high Travon Walker, also out of Georgia, is rising. That whole Georgia D-line pops off the screen. Jordan Davis, Travon Walker, Devontae Wyatt.
They all look like the same player. Like, they all look so good.
They're so good.
Consistently good.
But Devontae Wyatt is a guy I saw going top 15 quite a bit in, like, a couple months previous, and now he's a guy that's fallen to the back of the first round, maybe out of the first round.
Could be a steal.
Could be. And then this one is unfortunate, but makes a lot of sense. David Ojabo is a guy who was going first round, even top 10 some places, and he's not going to be a first rounder anymore. Tore his Achilles at his pro day. It's really, really sucks, but who knows? I mean, Jalen Smith and Miles Jack fell to round 2 unexpectedly, and I mean, I guess for round 2 picks, they were pretty good, but David Ojabo has a chance to be a steal if he falls into day 2. So
I think so too.
Gabe did a couple Zoom episodes with us. We're going to have a 2-round mock draft with trades out by the end of the week. We completed 1 round already. We're going to knock out the second round pretty soon here. So.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
NHL
for the first time ever after the card.
Oh, ice hockey.
Oh, that's rigged.
That fits.
You got football.
Haha.
You're getting the hardest one on here.
Oh, I'm not gonna give this as your question, but the first question on here is how many irregular periods are played in an Olympic ice hockey game? What?
7. All right.
I like how it had to put the Olympic in there. Like there's a different period setting for.
All right, hit me.
Okay.
You've got this card before.
I have.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I remember.
Since you're, way into hockey more than I am, let's see if you know this one. Which NHL team did Wayne Gretzky serve as the head coach and managing partner for? Phoenix Coyotes, Edmonton Oilers, shout out to last episode, New York Rangers, and Los Angeles Kings.
I'm pretty sure he played for both the Oilers and the Kings.
The thing is, okay, with the Oilers, I thought, I didn't hear of Edmonton, but I thought it was like a college team, not like an NBA team.
When I think Wayne Gretzky, I think of the Kings, which doesn't really mean anything because Larry Bird went to be the GM of the Pacers or whatever. But
yeah.
I'm Kings.
Nope. Phoenix Coyotes.
Dang it.
I would have not gone that one right.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you're getting whatever's the hardest one because it's football.
Why? I mean, that makes sense, I guess.
Who was the first running back in NFL history to have 100 or more receptions in a single season? Larry Centers, Marshall Faulk, Curtis Martin, or Ricky Waters?
Wait, read the question again?
Who was the first running back to have 100 receptions
okay.
or more in a single season?
Marshall Falk?
No, Larry Centers.
Dude, are you kidding me?
I thought it was Roger Craig,
Man.
but I guess he might have never did that.
Was it Marshall Falk? Like, didn't he have a ton? Like, I thought he had, like...
Yeah, he might have done it, but he was...
He might have done it more times. He might not have been the first.
Centers was probably the first, yeah.
Yeah. He was the first.
Or
Did
he
it for
was the
1
first,
year,
but-
and then Marshall Falk did it, like...
Marshall Falk didn't play till, the last, like,
Well,
25 years.
he was more of a... Wasn't he more of, like, a receiving back than, like... Or utility back than...
Falk?
Yeah.
He was a dual threat.
I mean, yeah, he was more like a
Just
utility. Like, we used him
McCaffrey
for
before
more-
McCaffrey, really.
Yeah.
Okay, hockey for the first time ever. So the playoff race is coming down to the wire. Every team has 5 or 6 games left, give or take. So if the playoffs started today, which they do not, the playoff matchups would go like this. So if you don't know how hockey works, there's 4 divisions, 2 in each conference. In each division, the top 3 teams are locked into a playoff berth. And then from there, it's the top 2 point getters, other than those top 3, that are the 2 wild cards. So there's 8 teams in each. And how you get a point is you get no points for a loss in regulation, 1 point for a loss in overtime, and I'm pretty sure 2 points for a win. It's either 2 or 3. I'm pretty sure it's 2. Either way. So it would be Atlantic 1, Florida Panthers against the Washington Capitals, who just had a big win last night. Maple Leafs versus Tampa Bay Lightning. The Hurricanes versus the Bruins. And the Rangers versus the Penguins. That would be in the East. In the West, it would be the Avalanche versus the Stars. The Blues versus the Wild. The Flames versus the Predators. And the Oilers versus the Kings. So there's a lot of teams still fighting for the last couple wild card spots. The Predators, Stars, Jets, Oilers, Kings, Golden Knights, and Canucks are all vying for wild card spots right now. The Predators and Stars are currently in the Western wild card spots at the moment. But those are the teams still fighting for spots. The Avalanche have clinched the first seed in the West, and the Panthers have not quite clinched, but they are leading the 1 seed race in the East by 8 points. At 114, and the 2 teams with 106 are the Maple Leafs and the Hurricanes.
Mm-hmm.
So there are some big games the rest of the way. We'll just run through those quickly. Tonight, which is Tuesday, the Flames at the Predators, 2 playoff teams, and the Bruins at the Blues, which I believe... No, it's not going to be a playoff matchup. Different conferences. I was getting it mixed up, but those are 2 very good teams. Wednesday, the Stars at the Oilers is a huge game because those 2 are fighting for playoff spots right now. So that's a very important game. Bruins at Penguins, which is a very fun matchup to watch. And yeah, I think they're still fighting for positioning, but they're both going to be in the playoffs. And Maple Leafs at Lightning. On Saturday, Maple Leafs at Panthers. And the Panthers actually have back-to-back huge games. They have home against the Maple Leafs on Saturday and home against the Lightning on Sunday. So, and they haven't quite clinched the 1 seed. So, if they struggle a little bit down the stretch, they have those 2 tough games back-to-back. They could be in a little trouble. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But that's where we're at with the NHL. The playoffs start very soon, and we will talk about that more as they do.
Yep. And we also want to talk a little bit about USFL before we close off.
And before it closes off.
Yeah. Man. So they had their
I didn't
very
watch
first...
any.
You didn't watch any?
I'm not even going to lie
I
to
watched
you. I didn't
clips.
watch any.
And there was one clip that I watched specifically that looked really good. I'm like, oh, this is, maybe. Then the rest of the game was bad. Okay. So they had their first week. Man, and the funny thing is that I like to point out is the Michigan Panthers, they put so much hype into it because I think they realized that they needed one really good team with a 1 star coach, star player. So what they did was they made Michigan have Jeff Fisher, who was a previous NFL coach, who was for the St. Louis Rams, and then they gave him the first overall pick to, kind of like stimulate the team, and they lost. Like, dude, they're supposed to be the good team, and they they didn't lose by that much, but you kidding me? And that's why I said, if you want to watch this video, I put a whole video about why I thought the USFL is going to flop, and it kind of proves it with this whole week, where it's a good concept of having a spring league, and it's a good concept about having time off and giving other players a chance. But the thing is, though, is that these are all players that flunked in the NFL, and people gravitate towards the NFL because it's professional, near-perfect football, and that's not what you're getting when you go into these leagues. And people who watch the NFL, because the USFL is marketing to people who are fans of the NFL, and fans of the NFL are used to all these great catches and all these great plays, where if you go to the USFL and they're dropping all these passes and making horrible plays, then they're going to be like, what the heck is this? So
Yeah.
I definitely think it's gonna be a bust. I mean, I think it's kind of written on the walls. Unless they suddenly get good by next week, I think it's bad. And the funny thing is that this league is a little different than the AAF because
I enjoyed the AAF.
Yeah, where the AAF it has funky, unique camera angles and everything, and that's kind of cool. But they also have it's sponsored by Fox or owned by Fox, and it's also a previous league that tried before that did pretty successful before, and kind of went head to head with the NFL. So it did seem like it had a little bit more potential than the AAF, but looking at this week, it just has AAF written all over it, a bust written all over it. I don't know what you think about it, but a dude got cut over wanting a pizza over a chicken salad.
Yeah, that was
so stupid.
I think that when the XFL starts up, it's going to take over as the non-NFL league because they're going to be trying out a bunch of different cameras and rules and stuff for the NFL, and I think that one's going to be more successful. I don't see this one going well. That's
what I think is the XFL did something that all the other leagues didn't do, which makes them so unique. And something that makes them very valuable.
I think it had a chance at lasting last time. It's just COVID hit, and it didn't.
Well, they had something super unique with all the kind of uncensored football, so to speak. So it gave them something very unique, and that's something
you saw
that
them
the USFL
embrace sports betting. The lines and stuff would be on the screen while you were watching, and now you're seeing that a lot more in sports. So
they took
to my knowledge, they were the first who would do that. So
it just seemed amazing. That's how but the XFL made a super smart move and made the NFL invested in them.
Yeah.
So the NFL,
The Rock knows what he's doing.
Is kind of hoping for the for the XFL to succeed because that would be very beneficial for the NFL in the future.
Yeah.
And that's something the USFL, something the AAF, something all the other leagues that failed to do, and they ended up ultimately flopping. And the thing is that if you go against the NFL, you're losing. And that's what the USFL tried to do last time.
Even if you're not a football league.
Yeah. That's what the USFL did last time, and they failed. And that's why they ended up, the league ended up going broke, was because they tried to go against it.
NFL, it runs everything in the U.S.
And instead of competing,
no other American sport can compare.
Yeah, instead of competing with the biggest thing, you have to make them your ally, and that's what the XFL did. So that's the biggest thing. So, man, I think the XFL did it right. USFL is going to flop.
Yeah. But I'm excited to see how the XFL starts up. And I mean, we're not hoping that the USFL fails. It just
has it kind of written on the walls.
Yeah,
I mean,
seems like it.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see. That's all the time we have for today's episode. On behalf of Adam and I, we want to say thank you for listening. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Sports and Stuff Show, on Twitter at SNS_show, and TikTok at Sports and Stuff Show. Make sure to check our episodes out live every Thursday back on the University Pulse from 12 to 1 p.m. and on YouTube or any other platform you listen to your podcast on after that. Again, we're going to have a mock draft out by the end of the week. Definitely an article, maybe a video going with it. We will see. But yeah, thank you again, and we will see you in the next one.
Peace.